Hi, my name is Katie Batza. I'm an associate professor of women, gender, and sexuality studies here at KU, and I'm also entering my second year as a KU Honors Faculty Fellow. In that role, I get really excited about being able to mentor students, welcome them to the program, and see them all the way through. I think part of my role here is to help make sure that you really launch into the full potential of the extraordinary lives that await you. One of the ways that I do that is by trying to get you to think beyond kind of the career path that you have in mind. Not necessarily getting you to change it. That's not what I'm about. I'm about thinking about how, okay, you want to be a doctor, you want to be an engineer, you want to be a scholar of women, gender, and sexuality studies. Great. But all of those things are actually related. And that's where I get really, really excited thinking about how all of these different disciplines that the university's kind of carved up into these different groups of places, how they're actually interconnected, and how out in the world, in order to really meet our true potential and change the world in meaningful ways, we have to think about how the work that we do is related to all these other fields and what our work has to do with all of these different aspects, right? And so one of the ways that I do that with honor students is I teach a seminar that looks at the inequities that are built into pandemics and the way that pandemics highlight all of these inequities that exist in our society, whether it's around race or class or access to medical care or geographic location, nationality, sexuality, all of these different things, and how really we can use pandemics. And I came up with this class before COVID, but I think COVID has done a really good job of showing us how pandemics really strain our society and really illustrate the cracks and highlight places where there's inequality or injustice. And then also gives us a great vantage point into thinking about how all the different pieces are related and what's needed in order to kind of fill those cracks and create a more stable and just and equitable society, right? Whether it's by creating vaccines and scientists doing that hard work, or whether it's by restaurant businesses trying to figure out how to change their business models to survive, whether it's about childcare or about mental health, right? All of these things are related in all of our lives all of the time. But the fact that a pandemic really puts a spotlight on it allows us to kind of see these things. So beyond this class that I teach, what else do I offer? Well, I love mentoring pretty much all the students at KU, but especially the honor students. You come in often with a drive to succeed and a curiosity that kind of sets you apart in a different way. Oftentimes this means you have some clarity about your future that is somewhat uncommon for folks your age, but I also encourage people to be okay if that changes over the course of college. That's what it's about. You're here to learn lots of different things and to kind of get a sense of who you are and what interests you, right? And so, of course, you're not going to know everything when you walk onto our campus. I hope to be able to kind of walk you through or walk with you as you come to these different experiences and make sense of them and how they might relate to you in the future. And I think really just by considering all the world around us and by thinking about how it's all interrelated, that's where we can see our potential as individuals to really change the world around us. And that's where the part comes around extraordinarily, making your lives extraordinary, right? It's by seeing how interconnected you are, whether it's your passion for one particular topic or looking at the ways that it's related to many different things, or whether it's your hobby or your career or your dedication to your community. All of these things are really, really important in kind of elevating the meaning of your life and the work that you do here at KU and beyond. And so these are the kinds of conversations that I love to have with our honor students, where we really just kind of come and talk about the classes that they're taking, but also what it means to them and what they think it means about their trajectory in life, and how they can maximize the impact that they might have in all of the aspects of their life. So Welcome to KU. I'm really excited that you're here. And I really hope that if I don't see you in class, I hope that I see you around and that we're able to have some of these conversations. My door is always open, and you can find me in Blake Hall, as well as wandering around Noonamaker. And I'm very excited that next year we'll be on campus rather than in my guest room. So welcome, and I'm excited that you're here.